Is it possible to learn Spanish in just 30 days?
Sí, siete.
That's a question I asked myself on the ferry when I moved to Tenerife
A small island in Spain.
with my girlfriend just a few weeks ago. I'm German but speak okay English.
The problem with that is that hardly anyone on this island speaks English.
And my Spanish?
Well, after 3 years of failing through endless verb tables, all I could remember was hola que tal and el elefante es grande. What was even one? I knew that sitting in my new apartment on the couch with Duolingo alone wasn't going to do it. So I gave myself a challenge.
Learn Spanish in 30 days, but I built a whole system. Mornings I'm learning vocabulary with Anki flashcards. A Spanish class for 2 times a week. Private lessons with a teacher 2 times a week. Watching Spanish series. Listening Spanish dialogue through my AirPods. And of course, Duolingo. It felt like I was attacking the language from all sides. Apps, classes, teachers, TV shows, audio drills. I thought if this doesn't work, nothing will. But even my master plan couldn't protect me from the first week of reality.
Vale la pena.
Ja.
La pena.
Pena.
I quickly realized how bad my Spanish really was in everyday situations. At the supermarket I had no clue what I was buying and how to get my favorite food. At the government office where I had to go because I moved to a new country, I said my one prepared sentence.
Dígame, buenos días.
Hola. Mi auto fue remolcado and we don't know what to do next.
¿En dónde? Playa Costa Veje.
The worst was in an electronics store where I thought I finally figured it out and bought an AC.
And in the first moment I was so happy because I thought now it's the time I can buy things in Spanish. But turns out it didn't work.
It was the wrong one.
I also bought a scooter in Spanish and I hope this one works.
Moments like these crush your confidence. Every small task feel like climbing a mountain. And in that first week, my self-esteem hit rock bottom. I needed to find a Spanish course that helped me to improve my Spanish, and I found one really fast.
When you speak Spanish, when you communicate with another people from different countries, you see how many countries speak Spanish in the world. It's the second language, you know? And the good thing is when you learn a language, it's for you, you know? And to learn a language is not only speak this language, it's to understand culture, history, ways of life, and that I think is amazing. That is amazing.
And I also found a teacher who could help me one-on-one in my daily Spanish.
¿Tú conoces a mi vecino?
Sí, el vecino es derecho.
Muy bien.
But then something shifted. In week 2 I noticed tiny wins. Asking for bread at the bakery and getting exactly what I wanted. Ordering coffee without the waiter switching to English. Catching a phrase on the street and actually understanding it. For the first time I thought maybe I can do it. Those small victories felt amazing and for a few days it felt like my confidence was climbing fast. I felt more Spanish and then suddenly I hit a wall. Words I knew yesterday vanished. I couldn't build any sentence. In class, my teacher asked me an open question and my brain was just buffering. My morning Anki cards felt like I never saw them before and not that I was learning them since 2 weeks. It was like pouring water into a leaky bucket. The low point came by a simple phone call to reserve a table. I practiced my lines and even wrote them down.
Hola. Me gustaría reservar una mesa.
Perdón, que no te escucho bien.
Para hoy?
Para hoy, sí.
Sí, 4 personas.
¿Sí? ¿A qué hora?
7.
¿A qué hora? A las 10.
Sí, 7.
You can speak in English if you want.
Ouch. I laughed it off, I hung up, I stared at my notes like they have betrayed me.
I'm still so bad right now that I can't understand what the people are saying. I always assuming what they're going to say, but when they don't say it, what I'm assuming, I'm completely lost.
I later learned this is pretty normal. At first you're having really fast gains.
Hola, ¿dónde está la vestario?
Probadores.
Ah, perfecto, gracias.
Then you hit a plateau where your brain rewires and it feels like failure, but it's just part of the process. Psychologists even have a name for that. They call it the Dunning-Kruger effect. There's nothing written down actually here. At the beginning, a few quick wins inflate your confidence while you're crushing it on Mount Stupid. Then reality sets in. Your awareness grows faster than your ability and confidence drops into the valley of despair, even while your skills quietly improve underneath. But I suddenly understood how much I didn't know. Week 3 needed a different kind of approach. I just wanted to change something so you know that's something different now. If my brain wouldn't keep Spanish in, I had to put Spanish everywhere. So I turned my apartment into a vocabulary museum. I labeled the fridge, the mirror, the plants, even the light switches. If I could see it, it got a name. At first it felt ridiculous, but something clicked. Every word became a web. I'd pour coffee and whisper,
Café, la taza, è caliente.
I'd leave the house and tap the door, puerta, like a ritual. The words started to feel less foreign, more like neighbors moving in. And they are really loud in Spain. I managed to register in the tax apartment. They speak just Spanish.
I got it. It was easier than I expected.
And I felt more confident every week.
Está bien. Si hago una video de Pedro und Caminante,
and I'm more settled in on Tenerife. Then came the last week. Week 4 didn't go how I planned. Out of nowhere, my girlfriend's family arrived to celebrate her birthday and her twin sisters. For a week, our apartment turned into a base camp. Her twin stayed with us and another sister who lives in Madrid and speaks Spanish fluently. Then came mom, dad, a niece, a brother. Suddenly it felt less like a language challenge and more like a holiday. We packed the days, beach mornings, snorkeling, snog golf in the apartment and a very serious flip-flop distance challenge. Laughter and sand everywhere, plates of food. My Duolingo streak faded. My momentum sagged and I sabotaged myself. The only time I had left was in the night in my bed with a laptop on my chest, binging Anki cards until I fall asleep. Week 4 taught me something uncomfortable. So progress isn't about methods, it's about environment. And when I can't change my environment, I made the best of it. I asked the Spanish sister if she could teach me and I suddenly progressed more because she was there all the time and corrected me. In a barbershop, a random girl told me that I was good for 4 weeks Spanish.
But for 4 weeks you speak very well in Spanish.
Yes?
And I got some compliments of others as well. But when everyone flew home, it was time for a conclusion. How good have I become after 30 days?
Después de 30 días todavía no domino el español, pero ya puedo comunicarme con las demás e incluso mantener una conversación. A menudo me cuesta entender cuando hablan muy rápido, pero lo importante es que ya he dado los primeros pasos hacia una nueva vida.
After 30 days I am not fluent, but after this challenge I overcome the negative voice saying I am not good in Spanish. What I believed after failing in school my whole life. This was a perfect start to a new life in a new country with beautiful moments yet to come in a wonderful new language. And when you liked this video, maybe another challenge from this channel is the right thing for you, like the 30-day meditation challenge where something surprisingly happened. I was Niklas, adios.